It's now 6 p.m. I'd like to call to order the Kent County Regional Planning Commission business meeting for Thursday, May the 14th. And as customary, we'll start off with the pledge. And Mr. Davis, I'll ask you to lead us, please. I would ask if you have a cell phone or other electronic device that you either turn it off or put it on vibrate so it won't disturb the meeting. And I think Mr. Davis has a comment to start.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was unable to be here last week for some event I had to be to. Since that time, I have viewed the entire video, and I've heard all the comments from the neighbors, engineers, etc. I'm satisfied. I'm very familiar with this site now. I've actually been to the site, spent 2 hours just the other day looking at the site, and I feel like I'm prepared to, and I'm ready to vote on that issue tonight if that be the case.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Sarah, I'll come to you now for roll call and determination of quorum.
Mr. Peterman?
Present.
Mr. Servan?
Present online.
Mrs. Karcher is absent. Mr. Galvry?
Here.
Mr. Mills?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Jester?
Here.
So you have 6 present. You do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, before you have the agenda for tonight's meeting. If there's no corrections or additions, I'll entertain a motion in a second.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servan?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvry?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of approving tonight's agenda.
Commissioners, you also have before you the draft of the April 9th, 2026 meeting. If there's no corrections or additions or retractions from that, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
So move.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servan?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvry?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of approving the minutes of April 9th.
You also see on your agenda tonight the actions that were taken. If you have any questions about those actions, you can contact staff at any time. We'll now get into our business meeting of the night. And the first one is CS-26-03, Tidewater Utilities, Gerald Ridge. That was for a water tank, and they gave a great presentation. And so I'll turn it over to commissioners. Would somebody like to make a motion? Mr. Galvry?
I move that the Regional Planning Commission recommend conditional approval of application CS-26-03, a conditional use site plan approval of a water tower located inside the Growth Zone Overlay District. This is based on Exhibit A, Staff Recommendations Report dated May 7th, 2026, Exhibit B, Public Hearing Testimony dated May 7, 2026, and the findings of fact that A, the subject site is zoned AR, Agricultural Residential, and Subchapter 205-53 permits water towers as conditional use. B, the site plan complies with all applicable conditions of approval as detailed in the Staff Recommendations Report. C, the location is appropriate and not in conflict with the comprehensive plan. D, the public health, safety, and general welfare will not be adversely affected. Pursuant to Chapter 187 and 205 of the Kent County Code, and pursuant to 9 Delaware C, Subchapter 4802 and 4811, the Commission has reviewed the application in the May 7, 2026 Staff Recommendation Report. And furthermore, as part of this approval, the applicant shall comply with all staff and agency requirements as described in the January 7, 2026 Staff Recommendation Report.
I have a motion by Mr. Galvry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mills, second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servan?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvry?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester.
Yes to approve.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of recommending conditional approval of application CS 2603.
Thank you for your presentation and good luck with your project. Next on the agenda tonight, application and title is S-26-02, East Coast Ag Holdings LLC. And our applicant is Mr. John Pardee. Owner is East Coast Ag Holdings. Engineer is Morris Ritchie. Comp plan designation is low density residential. Zoning district is AC. It is outside the growth zone district. Its present use is agriculture. It is same with distribution of ag products. There are no proposed sewer or no proposed water on site. Levy Court District with Mr. Hertz. Lake Forest District, School District. Fire District is Harrington Station 50. I think it is pretty well defined what they're doing and how they're adding additional grain tanks. I wonder if any commissioners have any questions? Anybody online, Mr. Servon?
No, I have no questions at this time.
Seeing that on nobody's needed and nobody, the engineer is not required to come up, I'll entertain a motion for what the commission wants to do. Mr. Mills?
I move that the Regional Planning Commission grant approval of application S-26-02, a site plan application for distribution of agricultural products located outside the growth zone overlay district. This includes approval of the waiver from 187-74.d, required that one tree planting per 3,000 square feet of non-woodland site area for non-residential projects outside of the growth zone. This is based on Exhibit A staff recommendation report dated May 2026 and the findings of the facts that A, the site is Zone AC Agriculture Conservation, in which distribution of agricultural products is permitted by right with the conditions by 205-53. B, the plan complies with all the applicable conditions of approval as documented in May 14th, 2026 staff recommendation report. C, the application is complied with a comprehensive plan. D, the waiver from 187-74.d requiring one tree planting per 3,000 square feet of non-woodland site area for non-residential projects outside of the growth zone is approved with the existing 176 trees on the site satisfying the migration requirement. Pursuant to Chapter 205 of the Kent County Code and pursuant to 9 Del C 4802 and 4811, the Commission has reviewed the application, and furthermore, as part of this approval, the applicant shall comply with all staff and agency requirements and planning staff recommendation as described in the May 14th, 2026 staff recommendation report.
I have a motion by Mr. Mills. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Peterman. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galbraith.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis.
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester.
Yes to approve.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of granting approval of application S-2602.
I'm glad to see this project move forth, and good luck with your project. Next on the agenda tonight is SL-26-02 Pintail Crossing. Request for a preliminary approval of a 52-lot major subdivision, duplexes, and one single-family existing home located inside the growth zone. Last week we had quite a discussion about this for and against, and I compliment those that were against. You didn't repeat yourself, and you were very dignified in how you made your presentations. So I just certainly thank how you did that. And I think the commission has some comments and would like to move forward. Mr. Davis, you'd like to go first?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, too, want to thank the residents that came out to the meeting. very organized, make a lot of sense what they said to me. I had the opportunity the other day is to go to the site and actually went to the adjoining neighborhood to see basically what was going on. And when I was there, I spent 2 hours, talked to a real nice gentleman back there where that Stub Street is. One of the reasons I went when I did, I wanted to hear and see what was taking place when the school bus comes in there. Number one, the people who testified last week was absolutely correct. I took my tape, their streets are 22 feet wide, period. 2, there's no sidewalks. 3, I waited for the school bus. The kids were getting out of the school bus, some of them 10, 11, some of them smaller, walking down the middle of the street. That raises a big concern with me about the public safety of our children that we have. We cannot take the risk of taking a chance on some of those kids getting injured. I have children myself. And as I look at the plans, I'm not very happy with what I see. I think there's some things that could be corrected. Number one, I do not support the little strip there that ties into your community. I'm against that 100%. I think what the people said makes sense, and I think you're dealing with a public safety issue. My whole conversation tonight is involved around public safety. My job as one commissioner is to make sure that these places are built and you, the people that live there, are protected, and that's what I'm going to do. Number one, the present plan calls for a bus pickup out on a de-acceleration lane out on McGinnis Pond Road. That's unacceptable for me. People drive down that road. It's in my fire district. I know about the accidents out there because we respond many, many times. It's somewhat on a curve. I'm very concerned that a child would be getting on the bus or off the bus, and where are the parents going to be? Are they going to be out on the road waiting for the children? Are they going to be sitting in the subdivision entrance, blocking up traffic? I don't know. But what I do know, I want these things corrected. Number 4, there is a street that has a cul-de-sac on it, and there is a possibility that DelDOT may approve that road to go out to Bears Chapel Road. That would then become the second entrance. So that makes me feel a lot better. What remains? What do we do with the school bus and the kids? So tonight, if this came up for a vote, I cannot vote for it. I think the issue of duplexes is not within our review. They're not illegal to have, so we can't do nothing about it. Some people support them, some people do not. So I'm not getting into that. I'm getting into the public safety issue. My concern, I don't want to vote for something that I don't know what's going to happen. I want to know what DelDOT is going to do about extending the road that has the cul-de-sac out to Bears Chapel Road. And believe me, Bears Chapel Road is not the safest road in the state of Delaware. I went from McGinnis Pond Road intersection all the way out to Route 1. There's no shoulders. Personally, I don't think there should be any development on that road till that's corrected. It's not safe. Your car breaks down, it's foggy out, you stop in the middle of the road, somebody's going to hit you. I don't know why we have such a hard time to get that road improved, but that's what's going on. We've got other subdivisions that have been in there, and it's just not a safe situation. It's going to be a serious accident one of these days. My fire department is going to respond and try to save their life, and we'll do our best. But we shouldn't have to go through that. We should have the safest roads for any subdivision, for the families, for the children, visitors, whatever the case may be. So that's one issue that I have. And I think that the developer needs to reevaluate what are we going to do with the bus. I, for one, will not vote for that if they leave it where it's at today. I can't speak for the other commissioners because I don't do that. But I know how I'm going to vote. If they don't correct it with the buses, they don't have my vote, period. So what I'm proposing, to be fair with both sides, including the developer, and the people that came and testified last week, I'm making a motion that this is tabled for a period of 30 days. Now, I want to see in writing what DelDOT is proposing and what they're going to do. That would mean that their engineers will have to go to DelDOT and talk about the bus stop. If my memory's right, the acceleration lane is 10 feet wide. There's no place for them to get off. And as I mentioned earlier, there's people, the parents, as they're picking up their cars or kids. Might be raining. It's not going to be a nice situation. So because of that, I want to be fair with you, the citizens of the adjoining development, and I want to be fair with the developer. So I'm making a motion at this time, Mr. Chairman, that this be tabled for a period of 30 days. That the developers will meet with DelDOT and work this out. If they do not approve the extension, I want to know where are they going to get the second entrance, how they're going to get the second entrance. I don't vote on things by hearsay. I look at the facts. I want to see it in writing. So that's my motion, Mr. President. I appreciate Bob's comments. I'm not here to offend anybody, particularly the developers. So my motion is to table it for 30 days. And I want this thing reevaluated, and I know our county staff would be more than happy to work with them. They always have, and they always will. So, Mr. President, that's my motion, is to table it for 30 days until this gets worked out. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
I'm going to recognize that motion, but I think some of the other commissioners would like to speak first, if you understand. Mr. Mills, did you want to recognize or say anything?
He took the words right out of my mouth that I was going to say, so. Because we have a safety issue here for school buses, and I know the transportation supervisor come along, he signed off on it. But the reason he signed off on it is because more than likely this development's not a half a mile. And all school buses have to stop on the road if it's not a half a mile deep. So, but we still have got a safety issue on these roads, getting these kids on and off these roads, and until something's done about putting a place in that development for those buses to get off of that road and get back on it, and a safety issue, and that's getting them unloaded and getting them picked up. I'll second this motion.
Yeah, I'm not recognizing the motion yet. I'll ask for a second in a minute. I think I'll ask our attorney. He wants to make some comments.
Yeah, so this is an unfortunate one because, as you guys know, we don't have the ability to turn down a subdivision that meets all the requirements of the code. But hearing the motion, I'd like to read a few things in from the code and then maybe give you a suggestion. With respect to, can't use my hands, sorry. With respect to the long cul-de-sac that goes down and where the tie-in is to Barrett's Chapel Road, I refer the commission to 18758 F2 of the code, which it talks about access and connectivity requirements for minor and major subdivisions. This subdivision has 52 lots, and it says 51 or more lots fronting on a connected route's second entrance required when possible and permissible. So they're required to have that connectivity unless DelDOT says no. So it's required unless DelDOT says no. So that's the first one. With respect to the linkage or the between the streets, I refer the commission to the same section, 8 street linkages, subsection 4. It says, when a proposed subdivision or land development is being planned adjacent to previously subdivided or developed land, and the previously subdivided or developed land has incorporated street linkage stubs, which we have here, to its perimeter as part of its record plan or approved plan, The proposed subdivision or land development must incorporate street connections to the existing linkage street right-of-way stubs as part of the street system. So that's a requirement under the code. Finally, with respect to the bus stop issue, 187-62A, and I'll read it, all subdivision and residential site development plans, again, involving more than 50 units, which we have here, and or greater than 3 dwelling units per acre, shall be required to designate and reserve locations for transit and school bus stops accommodations within and or adjacent to the proposed development. So the argument from the developer side would be that the proposed bus stop location is adjacent to, I think, and we might want it within. But that's what the code says, so we need to follow the code. Now, to the request for a continuance, I think that would be fine, especially if we were going to say, if you wanted planning staff to work together on the questions that were raised, right? But I think that that if they meet the requirements of the code, we have to approve. So I think you could stay subject to a discussion between planning staff to see if there's another location for the bus, things like that.
So his motion would be okay to extend it for 30 days while they're working on this?
That's correct, but there was a lot of conditions. For example, one of those conditions in the motion was we want to know from DelDOT whether or not they're going to do it. They have to do it unless DelDOT says no. In other words, to have a letter from DelDOT saying yes or no, they have to do it, and DelDOT would have to have a pretty damn good reason not to do it, right? They would have to have some safety entrance. I don't think it's reasonable within 30 days to get the developer's attorney and to get an entrance permit. I myself just submitted an entrance permit, and I know it's going to be 45 days at least before I get comments on that. So I don't think we can do it, and we can't extend it indefinitely, that period.
So can we make this motion or not? What are you advising us?
So I would advise that you would change the motion to get the same effect, to discuss the issues that, have the developer discuss the issues that were raised with the planning staff here, and also to discuss whether or not there's another suitable location for the bus stop, because that's been an issue for the commission. And then if we did that, then we could see if there's other proposals that want to be brought back or maybe compromises that could be reached. We can't postpone it indefinitely, but I think a 30-day continuance would be okay.
So make it for 60 days, 30, and then come back to us?
You're pushing it. I don't know.
That's a yes or no, though, is what I'm looking for you.
I would rather have you at 30, and then if there's, if you come back and there's something that remains unresolved or couldn't be resolved, I'd rather at least have them report at the next meeting. Because otherwise you could get forced to move, or the courts could force you to move, and I don't want to be in that situation.
A question.
I'll go back to the motion maker. Are you okay with how he wants to rectify the motion?
Absolutely no. And I think the world of the attorney.
And
I just want this thing resolved. I don't want to have these people sit around and worry about what's going to happen. They have a right to know. We have a right to know. And if it takes 30 days or 45 days, so be it. They've worked on this project for, I know, at least a year, and I don't think 30 days is going to hurt them. I want it in writing, yay or nay, about those two issues, and particularly about the school bus. If we don't vote on that tonight, I'll be right up front about it. I'm not going to vote for this thing tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Mills, you have a question?
my question was that we'd be better off just to vote on the motion that's already written here and see if it passes.
You could do that. You could vote on that motion. I told you what I think. It's ultimately you guys, right? I'll just have to defend it, but I gave you what I thought under the code.
But there wouldn't be no written thing from DelDOT telling us in that time period, like Mr. Davis wants. So I have a motion on the floor. I'll ask for a second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Galvery seconded. Everybody understand the motion? You're okay with it now, Mr. Attorney?
Yeah. I am not okay with the motion as presented. We have a difference of opinion. I'm not okay with it. So you're going against the advice of counsel, but that's your choice.
So you're saying we can't ask for a 30-day extension?
You can. I think it's unrealistic to try to have an answer from DelDOT during that period of time. I think you could table it for 30 days. If the motion was table it for 30 days to allow the planning staff to discuss the issues that were raised with the planning staff, I'd be better than that. I would be better with that.
Well, if we do it for 30 days and they discuss it, they'll be coming back to us and it'll be on next month's agenda, correct?
That's correct.
I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Keeping it on the agenda for next month after they discuss it, and Sarah will have the answer to all these questions that they'll be presented to the engineer.
Whether or not they can get an answer in that period of time, but I don't want to continue. We have an obligation to vote on projects, and I've told you what I think. But I think that a period of time, if we tabled it for 30 days, they could gather as much information that they could and bring it back to the commission.
Yeah, that would work, because I know DelDOT's a little slow in their workings and how they get back to you. But I still think I'd like to have the written possibility in that time period and leave the motion like was made, and we'll have it on next month's agenda.
I would prefer that you change the motion, but you've got a motion in a second, you vote on it, but I would prefer that you change the motion to say something like 30 days to allow the planning staff and the applicant to discuss the issues that were raised and to determine if there's another or better location for a bus stop within the proposed development, and leave it at that.
So that wouldn't be mentioning the entrance at all, correct?
It could.
Yeah, well, I mean, the entrance was obviously discussed, right?
Okay.
That was an issue, right? It was discussed.
Do we need the motion read back, or is Mr. Galvery and Mr. Davis okay with the modified motion? I want it read back. Read that motion back. Can you read the motion back before we act on it?
Are you talking about the motion that was made or the one I suggested? Well, we'll have to have Mr. Davis read it back because I didn't write it all down.
My motion, and I stand by this motion, is that it be tabled for 30 days. Is to give the applicant the time to meet with DelDOT to see if they can work this thing out. They currently have a drawing, particularly shows that bus stop out front. In no way, whether it's 30 days or 60 days or 100 days, am I going to vote for it. Now, I'm one person. So I don't like what I say here. And I think if the developer is a credible person, which I'm quite sure he is, then he'll understand my situation. I'm speaking for myself. So if it takes him 30 days, what's the big deal about it? We're talking about the safety of children, and I'm not going to withdraw my motion. They want to turn it down, turn it down. And I respectfully say that to you, Counselor. I got a lot of respect for you. It's nothing about you and I. It's how I feel very strongly about this bus. I don't want to go out to my fire company and see some child has been killed on a car, knowing that I voted to let it stay out there. It's got to be worked out. And I'm not going to budge on it. I'm sorry.
All right, all right.
Sarah, are you okay with how the motion has been made?
I certainly understand what it is you were trying to achieve. You have advice from counsel.
Well, I guess we have a motion and a second. Unless it's modified, we just need to go vote on it. Am I correct, counsel?
Procedurally, that's correct.
Well, we'll get some kind of answer in 30 days with that kind of motion, and hopefully everything will be taken care of. We really don't know.
We don't know if it's going to be taken care of. And I guess my point is some of the things that are asked for in the motion are already covered by the code. And so that's fine. You guys can move forward with your vote, and we'll take it from there.
We appreciate your counseling. We certainly do. Sarah, go ahead with the motion.
Mr. Peterman,
I vote yes to table, 30 days.
Mr. Servan,
I vote yes.
Mr. Galfrey,
Yes for the motion as read.
Mr. Mills,
Yes for the motion as read.
Mr. Davis,
Yes, per my motion.
Mr. Jester.
Yes, per the motion, and I thank everybody for their patience.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of tabling application SL 2602 for a period of 30 days.
So I'll now put it back to the engineer, and he'll know where to go with it. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda tonight is SL-26-04 Hampton Ridge. Request for preliminary approval of a 175 single-family lot major subdivision located inside the growth zone. I think we went through a lot of stuff last week, and the only thing that was arrived at was the gentleman out along Canterbury Road asked for some additional barrier requests and buffer requests, and I think they also asked for a waiver on that one sidewalk. So now I'll turn it over to the commissioners for anybody like to make a motion? Mr. Galvry?
I move that the Regional Planning Commission grant conditional approval of application SL-2604 Hampton Ridge, a preliminary plan for 175 lot single-family detached major subdivision located inside the Growth Zone Overlay District. This is based on Exhibit A, staff recommendation report dated May 7, 2026. Exhibit B, public hearing testimony dated May 7, 2026, and the findings of fact that A, the subject site is zoned AC agriculture in which single-family residential subdivision is permitted use. B, the application complies with the Kent County Comprehensive Plan, future land use map. C, the applicant agrees to staff recommendations to 1, remove the open space buffer along the rear of lots 45-66. 45 to 66. 2, provide a crosswalk at the intersection of Chester Drive and Shakespeare Way between the sidewalk near Lot 1 and the trail behind the stormwater pond. 3, limit tree clearance between April 1st and July 31st to the greatest extent practical to reduce impact to nesting birds and other wildlife. Pursuant to Chapter 205 of the Kent County Code and pursuant to 9 Delaware C, Subchapter 4802 and 4811, the Commission has reviewed the application, and furthermore, as part of this approval, the applicant shall comply with all staff and agency requirements and planning staff recommendations as described in the May 7th, 2026 staff recommendation report, including but not limited to the following conditions. A, the waiver from 187-60.d requiring that sidewalks be installed on both sides of all residential collectors is granted to allow installation of sidewalks on only one side of the road from the entrance to Lot 1 as shown on the preliminary plan. B, the street trees shall be planted and inspected prior to the issuance of certificate of occupancy for the individual lots where street trees are proposed.
I have a motion by Mr. Galvry. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second by Mr. Peterman. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvry?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So we have 6 yeas in favor of granting conditional approval of application SL-2604.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your project. Next and final on our agenda tonight as far as the business is ordinance LC-26-03, the water supply facilities. It's actually simplifying and combining some lines. And I don't know if you want to make any mention of it, sir, or not, but I think we're all pretty much understanding what's happening.
It is largely a housekeeping measure, as we discussed last week.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll put it to commission. Somebody like to make a motion? Mr. Davis?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move that the Regional Planning Commission recommend approval of ordinance LC 26-03, water supply facilities to align with the provisions of Table X-1, water supply facilities with Tables X-2, sanitary sewer requirements, and require central water services with fire protection for all major subdivisions with 11 or more lots. Thank you.
I have a motion by Mr. Davis. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Peterman. Call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvary?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes, yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 6 ayes in favor of recommending approval of ordinance LC 2603.
I hope that makes it better for the county employees. We're now down to public comment. Is there anybody who'd like to come to the mic and do any public comment on anything? Anybody on the phone, Mark?
For our guests joining us online, if you would like to make public comments at this time, please indicate by raising your electronic hand or pressing *3 if you're joining us by phone. I see no hands raised online at this time, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. So we're down to commission comments. And once again, I just comment on that Pintail Crossing. I was very impressed with all your talk and how you presented the things there, and you didn't duplicate or anything else. So thank you for doing what you do. But as I suggested, you all need to talk to your politicians and especially the fire chiefs in your area, because we don't get any comments back from any fire companies. And we really need to have that due. I don't think there has been any at all, Heather, Sarah?
I don't recall any recently. We do provide them for every application.
Yeah, I know you do. And we had a member from Magnolia here, and he talked about it, but it was no official comment from their chief. We're down to other business. Any other business for the commission? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Galvary?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to adjourn. Thank you all for coming and giving your time. Come see us anytime.